All right, hi guys. So today we are moving on to adding fractions. We are combining again 7th grade content with the positive and negative numbers, and then your 6th grade content of how to add and subtract fractions. You are currently watching this video because your pretest showed that you already know how to add uncommon denominators and that you know how to add fractions when there are mixed numbers. If either of these statements are not true, then you need to stop the video and go join Miss K's group, my group, because we will be working on reviewing those two procedures. And if you can't do those, I'm not going to go over that in this video. So be honest here. If you need help on adding uncommon denominators or adding mixed numbers, close out of this and go to my group now. Okay, so if you're still watching the video, then let's go ahead and move on. You guys need to pause the video right now and write this down on your sheet of paper. Write down the title, the problem, and divide your paper in half. When you're done, unpause. Okay, so welcome back to the video. We are going to start with our first step, which has been our first step really since you have started 7th grade, and that is to KCC. Reminder to anybody watching this video that we only do that when we are subtracting, and if I look at this problem, it is subtraction, so I will keep, change, change. All right, step 2, so I'm going to grab another color here. If you need to pause the video and get another color, go ahead and do so. So that was 7th grade content. We're going to go back to 6th grade content for here in a minute, and we're going to change our mixed numbers to improper fractions. So change mixed to improper. Again, remember, if you ever need more time, just pause the video. Okay, so I'm going to do my backwards C, multiply and add. So 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1, so this becomes negative 9/8. Try to remember your negative signs here. Plus, do our backwards C here again. And I have 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9, so I've got positive 9/4. I'll draw my arrow. Okay, go ahead and grab your third color. Okay, sticking with our 6th grade content here, now that we've got our improper fractions, we are going to need to change this to have common denominators. Again, I'm not reviewing how to do that, so I'm just going to write convert fractions to common denominators. I'm even going to abbreviate denominator. Okay, so I notice here that my least common multiple would be 8. So I'm going to leave negative 9/8 the same. But I'm going to have to multiply 9/4 by 2 over 2 so that I now have a positive 18/8. Okay. Next step, we're going to go back to 7th grade here. So grab your next color and again, pause if you need more time. So next color, we're going to add or secret subtract. So we have to decide this. That's why it's 7th grade content. Or secret subtract. And a note to ourselves here that if you're secret subtracting, you got to make sure that your bigger absolute value goes first. Remember, when we subtract, the bigger number has to go first. Bigger absolute, I'm not going to be able to fit this in. There we go. Value first. If you're adding, then it doesn't really matter which one goes first. It's really the subtraction, which is when your bigger absolute value goes first. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this problem to be 18 over 8 plus negative 9/8. And then I'm going to notice here that I need to secret subtract. So I'm even going to circle that in my notes. And I know I have to secret subtract because I have both a positive sign and a negative sign. So if I kind of envisioned my counters here, so let's ignore the denominators. So my numerators are going to tell me how many counters I would need. I would need 18 positives and 9 negatives, and some of those would cancel. So that means that I'm going to secret subtract. When I subtract, my denominators stay the same, and 18 minus 9 is 9. And because I have 18 positives compared to the 9 negatives, my answer would be positive. Okay, only 2 more steps left to go. Grab your next color. Step 5 is going to be to make mixed numbers. So make it a mixed number. That's if you have an improper fraction. And simplify if needed. So that should always be true in fractions. You're really never going to leave your numbers as improper, and you're always going to simplify. So 9/8 would become 1 1/8 because 8 goes into 9 one time, and then you have an eighth left over. And finally, we need to ask ourselves, back to 7th grade content 6. Step 6 is positive or negative. This is going to be one of the most commonly missed steps. Hopefully you guys take the time to think about that at the end. Our answer here, I'm just going to go ahead and write it. You won't get the question wrong if you don't put the positive sign, but since it's our notes, I'm going to write it in green that we knew the answer was positive. Okay, so essentially, aside from the fact that we had to KCC and then determine if our problem was add or seek or subtract, and then positive or negative at the end, this is pretty much the same as our 6th grade content. Rewatch the video as needed, try the practice worksheet, and check your answers as you go. Please, this is going to be done independently because I'm going to be helping other students with common denominators and mixed numbers. So if you need help, you are going to have to quietly ask the person sitting next to you, and I do mean quietly so that I can instruct. Rewatch the video or check your notes. If you get a problem wrong and you can't figure it out, then circle it and ask me at an appropriate time. Potentially homeroom, or if I get done teaching early, you can ask me at that point. All right, good luck on your practice worksheet.